It is 1980 in Nalchik, Kabardino-Balkaria, at the foot of Caucasus Mountains. I'm 11 years old, standing in the middle of a small room with 2 windows, a table, a wardrobe, a bed. Outside you see a fruit tree garden in full blossom. Imagine an ocean of white and pink petals moving gently in the breeze, and beyond them the glaciers of the Great Caucasus rise like a wall, and it is silent, really silent, except the birds and the breeze. And then this silence is shattered. Crudely built violin screams under my fingers, thin, squeaky. I stop and I look at my, should I tell, musical father, because truly he is very much more than just a violin teacher. Imagine a gentleman in his early 40s, black curly hair, short black beard, and a beautiful violin in his hands. Semyon Grigorievich, it doesn't matter how hard I practice, how much I work, I will never sound like you. Look at your violin. Now look at mine. Why don't we fix my violin first? A few days later, this kind takes me to meet my master, Master Oiberman. And the moment I step into his workshop, something shifts. Imagine a small room filled with unusual musical instruments, smell of hide glue, wood dust floating in the air. I came there to say, fix my violin, but without understanding why, I said, please take me as your apprentice. And so it began. Many days later, surrounded by these unfamiliar musical instruments, I asked him a naive question. Why not violins? Violins? And then Oiberman looks at me, and a long, long silence follows. And then he speaks. Why not revive a voice that has been silenced for so long? I didn't understand what he meant, but something stirred. And then it happened. Fast forward 1984, imagine a city stadium, 13,800 souls listening to a music they haven't heard in more than a century, witnessing the revival of a whole musical culture. And I look around myself and I see tears, pride, and a deep connection to something far larger than the sound itself. And feeling moved, I thought, my God, if this is lutherie, then this is what I want to do in my life. Many years later, I tour around the world as a violinist. I craft violins inspired by the knowledge I found in many ancient sources. I make mistakes, I learn. Others insist, copy masters, repeat what works. But through all this noise, I heard my master's silence. In fact, I was continuing his work, bringing back the voice that gave the masters their foundation before their names became legends. I came to realize that the voice that has been silenced for so long didn't belong to just one people or one era. It is the voice of the sacred itself that the masters followed. Decades later, many instruments I have made crossed the world, played by musicians who need no introductions, musicians who create music that leaves behind something eternal, long after the sound itself fades. And that silence is still there, still waiting, still hoping to be believed in. And this is why I craft violins, for musicians who believe that the sacred should take center stage and who honor the silence that makes music possible.